Are you ready for this?
Hurry up.
So I've convinced Matt to sit down with me and to go over our seeds that we want to plant this year. We're thinking we're going to plant this week. Are you looking at this like there's no way we can plant all this?
No, I didn't know we was doing a seed.
Well, what did you think we was
I
doing?
thought we was doing like a personal relationship video.
No, we're doing the seeds. You may wish we may need a personal relationship video after we discuss what we're planting.
We need some, what do they call it, marital therapy.
Yeah. So I started out just jotting down, I don't know if I did this yesterday or this morning, I've lost track of time, but things that the seeds, thinking about seeds, of course we have our tomatoes and our peppers in the greenhouse, so we're not counting them. But we're going to plant beans, and you tell me if I left something out. Beans, and then I put butter beans because we want to do that. Peas, squash, zucchini, winter squash, watermelons, cucumbers, corn, okra, and sunflowers. I'm sure you are not excited about the sunflowers. But does that sound like all of it? And then the peppers and the tomatoes, what have I left out? We've got our potatoes planted, our beets planted, all that stuff.
Sounds like about it to me.
Okay.
Plenty.
Plenty, yeah. So let's do the easy ones first. We'll mark them off our list as we go, which is the corn. So that's really easy. We're going to plant Silver Queen corn like we do. That's our favorite corn to grow. It's a white corn, sweet corn. It's a sweet corn. Pap always grew it, and we just love it. It's our favorite. So that's easy. Another easy one is, and Janice Littleton sent me these, but a lot of people sent me Jing orange seeds, okra seeds last year because I could not find my Jing orange, even though I'd been saving the seed from them. I still haven't found it. I don't know if I think it's here somewhere, but maybe I accidentally threw it away. I can't imagine that though. Anyway,
one of these days, way down the road, when the kids are going through our house after we're long gone, they'll find them and they'll laugh.
Be like, "There's Mama's,"
and they'll think that there's where she put them.
Yeah.
She never would have found them.
Yeah. I think you kicked a ball under the table. We've got toys all over our house now with our... Okay, so anyway, Jing orange, that's easy. And it's the only one we're going to plant, right? We're going to simplify it. Matt's telling me simplify.
Grow what you know.
Yeah, so that's that. That's that one. Okay, I think the squash and zucchini could be simplified too. We're just going to do the straight neck yellow squash and the black beauty zucchini. Be done. And I've already got some of those planted. So far, my planting line to Granny and planting too early has worked. We'll see if it continues. Okay, what should we do? The sunflowers are easy. I've got a chocolate cherry and a sun gold tall, and those are just to, we're just going to put those at the end of the row, like where the beans are, whatever, just for, what do you call it, beautification.
Yeah, well, that, and then it's perfectly engineered to be right in the path of where you turn the tiller, and it's hard to get it done.
I know, yes. Okay, you help me with the cucumbers. Here's the cucumbers.
Okay.
We love, this is a bush, we love the Arkansas little leaf, so I guess we'll do that again.
Yeah.
And then the silver slicer, we really like it. I have some seeds that I bought and then some seeds that we've saved. And that one does really good for us. And then, let's see, these are the Boston pickling. Those do pretty good too. And then the more Arkansas little leaf. So we won't take all of those, of course, but that's the ones I got out. And then, interestingly enough, we have cucumbers that they're about to, have you noticed out there? I swear they're about to start running. They're about that big.
I didn't even know we had any.
Yeah, they just, they reseeded themselves from last year, probably where a cucumber fell and just went to seed. So I don't know if those will be true to type, or, I think we should just let them keep going. They look so healthy and beautiful.
Yeah, let them go.
So I don't know how many of those we will actually plant. And then, but a few of the Arkansas and the silver slicer. These other two that I found was bushy, pickling cucumber bushy. It's just a bush cucumber. And then one that Karen had sent us, which is a Space Master bush. So I thought maybe we could stick some of those somewhere else since they wouldn't have to run, even if it's down to Big Garden or in the edge of a bed or something. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe Maybe we won't. So that's our cucumbers. We can mark those off. Let me reach over here and get these. That was not what I thought that was. Let's see. I've got so many seeds I've confused myself now.
The real question is, are you going to plant any Jack and the Beanstalk seeds?
We could, and we could go up to a magic beanstalk. Is that what you're saying?
I was thinking we could do that, but we could also find Jack and bring him down and use him for our slave labor.
Yeah. Put him to work in the
Whole
garden.
garden, Jack,
Yeah, that might work. Okay, winter squash. Our winter squash last year was terrible, wasn't it? Just didn't do any good whatsoever. So I've got out that you tell me what you think. Chambers Creek pumpkin that we really like. Got the butternuts. We love those. The green striped cushaw does really good for us, other than last year. This was from Debbie, the cow pumpkin, and I guess maybe we tried to grow that last year. I can't remember, but I don't know. And there comes a seed falling out of it. I better put that back down in there. And then I've got just another pack. I don't know why I got out both packs, but of the green and white striped cushaw and another butternut. And then I have Georgia candy roasters that Robin shared with me. We usually try to grow those, and they do pretty good. That's some seed that she shared with me. And then I have these that are really interesting. I really am excited about growing them. Pat sent me these, Pat McIntyre. They're hard shell cushaws, and she said her mother grew them for years and years, and they just cure really well, and they'll last a long time. And that's what we love about winter squash is they're tasty, but if they do well for you, we let them cure a little bit on the porch and then set them around in the kitchen, and we might be eating one this year that we grew last year. They just last so well most of the time. So thank you, Pat. I'm excited, really excited to try those. So you agree with all that?
Yes.
I don't know that and you know, when you think about how many of each, the green and striped ones can produce a lot on just one seed. So we won't plant a lot of them. And now that I'm saying all this, I remember that I have some white ones too that a dear friend sent me.
I would only say too, we know the green and white,
Yeah.
the green striped ones and those butternuts do well, and we like the butternuts, so plant enough of those.
Yeah. Okay.
More of those than you
Than
do
the
the ones
others.
you've never planted.
Right, and just try the
Right.
others and see how they do for us. Not saying that they're not great, but just see how they do in our area. And also there's a small sugar pumpkin that there's one more. When it comes to planting seeds, I'm like what Pap said about eating. Sometimes your eyes are bigger than your belly. So my seeds are bigger than my garden area.
Yeah, you've got way more seed varieties than you have place to put them.
Exactly. Okay, but that's the winter squash. We'll leave that with that. We're about to get down to the hard ones, but here's another easy one that we can do. I think. Okay. Let's see. It's just except I didn't find any dill. I must be totally out of dill now that I think about it. So I'm gonna have to get me some dill seeds.
What's your deal?
I'm out of dill. That's my deal. So I've got some basil, spicy globe. We grew that last year. It's real pretty and it tastes real good. We got the taller basil, cilantro, and some chamomile. Last year, my chamomile did so good that it reseeded itself everywhere. And then last year, over the winter, it's just all disappeared. It's not there. So maybe I'll try that. And then I found this garlic chives. That sounds pretty good, don't it? So I might try that just somewhere in a little pot or something. So that was all of the kind of herbs, right? Herbs that we're going to grow. And then I Hope Springs Eternal for my love of watermelons. Matt don't even want to hear this.
No.
Because we cannot grow watermelons. We just don't get enough sunshine up here. And then we tried last year at the big garden, and maybe they'll do better down there this year. But I've never been able to grow them, and I just keep trying.
We need to put them, I think, in a different spot this year and where there's a little bit better ground, and try that.
Yeah.
And I've already got a spot picked out for them, I think, unless Corey's already took it.
Okay, well, good.
So
Well-
we'll try that and see how they do there.
Okay, this one is, maybe we'll just do one or two of these. This is like a cantaloupe from, Timmy and Belinda shared it with me. Old Anderson cantaloupe, Wilkes County, North Carolina. So I would love to try that one, and I'll give that one away, and I won't use, that was another cantaloupe. I won't even think about it. See, I'm being good, right?
Yeah.
He don't believe it. This was sugar babies. That's the only ones we can really grow. And then normally sugar babies get, I don't know, about like that or something. And ours more get like about like that, about like a softball. But they are sweet. This was the Jubilee. Now I wish I could grow watermelon like that, but I cannot. But I keep trying. This one was from Charlotte. Sent me these, Charlotte Chapman, Sugartown, Louisiana watermelon seeds, best planted in sandy soil, at least 65 degrees or warmer. Good luck. I'll need the good luck, won't I? But those sound good. This was one, this was a citron melon, and it was from Laura and Daryl Miller. So that one sounds really interesting. And then this one was from Sarah, and it's a watermelon, a mini love. So she thought that maybe I could grow this one. Maybe it would work. See, everyone feels sorry for me about the watermelons, and they send me what they think might work. So maybe there's hope. Maybe that'll be the one. So that's it for the melons. And we won't plant but one or two of each of those, because like Matt said, they probably will not make. Okay, I think we're down to the well, let's see, the peas. Let's tackle the hardest one first, and then the peas. So we grow a lot of beans, and we love beans, and we eat a lot of beans. It makes up a large part of our diet. So I grew up with Grandma Hap always growing white half runners, and when Matt and I was married, that's what we grew, white half runners. And then we grew greasy beans for a long time, and we really liked them. And then the past several years we've grew rattlesnake beans, and we like those a lot. And we especially Matt especially likes that they are so prolific. They put out so much. You do all that work, you want to grow a lot of beans, and they really put out a lot of beans. So there's that. And then there's that I want to grow every pretty bean that I see. So then we have to weigh that together. But last year Matt did like this one that we grew for the first time, was the Mother Stallard, Good Mother Stallard.
Yeah, those
and
were good.
One of you sent it to us, and we tried them, and we really, really loved them. And I saved some seed for us, and then we have some packs. So we're definitely going to grow it, but I'm wondering if we're not going to grow more of this than something else this year, because we just really liked it. And it's mostly grown as a bean that you dry. You can see those beautiful colors on them. But Matt and I didn't know that, so we grew it and just ate it all summer long like a green bean. And it was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Had like a velvetness to the pod. It was just so good. So I'll leave it up to him for how many of those he thinks we should grow. How many, if we do a whole row, or if we just do, last year we did what, like part of a cattle panel or something.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to decide about I'm gonna make Matt the bean king this year.
Is that right?
Yeah, I am.
Well,
So you can study on it after we go over these others. Now there is one I have to grow. I'm gonna grow, and I can link to a blog post about this bean. It's I'll show it to you here. It's like a really pretty brown chocolatey bean, but it's interesting. I sent my friend Ed some greasy beans, and I'll just link to the post, and you can read it in his words what happened. But this is the seed back from him, so I've got to try them and see what happens with those. So that one is a must. I have to grow that one. But other than that, Bean King, you're in charge. Okay.
I'm already getting some of my power stripped. I've been king for 49 seconds, and
I'm already taking it back.
already
Sorry.
putting limitations on me.
Sorry.
But that's about normal for this house.
Yeah, I know.
No, we all know who's the king around here, and it ain't none of us, it's Ira.
Well, that's true.
Uh-huh.
So this is from Ronnie Rice. I'm just going to tell you this, and I am going to let you decide about all of them but Ed's beans. So this was a lima pole bean, and they've been my go-to bean for years. Plant on a cattle panel hoop. They totally cover it up. If you pick them regularly, they produce till frost here in Arkansas. So that's up to you there, but I think they would be good. I've already tried to sway the king. Okay, this was, I just got these out just because I just seen them. That was one we used to grow, was a pole bean, greasy Doyce Chambers. We used to grow that one a long time ago. That was, a lot of people have been telling me you should grow contender because they don't have strings. And we did grow them a long time ago, and here's evidence of that. So there's that. This is, these were beans that we've grown for the past 2 or 3 years. We saved these. These were the Grammy bean. They're just like almost like a white half runner. So there's those. Let's see, that was my peas, I think. This was a Christmas lima pole. For the past few years, we've grown the, let's see if I can find one. There they are. We've grown the speckled butter beans where they're in all those beautiful colors, the pinks and the purples and all that. They're so pretty, and they're tasty too, aren't they? Really tasty. So I put those two together. I don't know about those. And there's your rattlesnake beans. We got those. Here I found these. We got, you know, our Yance bean. That was one that Matt's friend shared with us. And it's a bush bean, so you don't have to worry about it climbing. You see another one? This is that was a bush. That's our peas, though. Let me put that over there with the peas. That was another one of those. These are peas. And then there's a greasy, these were from Debbie at Bryson Farm Supply before it closed. Greasy cut short bean runner. So that's just one for you to think about. This was the Roy Lambert. It was a brown lima bean, kind of like those butter beans. Where did I put those? And this is another bush bean. So if you wanted to think about bush, also known as peanut bean. So those are kind of like the peanuts. I think we've got some peanut beans over there too. This was a bush, was Tender Hull October. That was from Debbie. So those are our bush. And brown butter Cherokee. Let's see what these look like. So it's a butter bean, but they're mostly brown instead of like the pinks and the purples. So there's your there. Let's see, we already been over there. And then this was the one that it's just so pretty. This was from Susie. She sent us the mother one too last year, and that one that we really liked. So isn't that pretty? Yeah. Okay, Matt's not swayed by pretty like I am.
Well, I've missed something along the way somehow, and that is, when did we start growing beans that are pretty as opposed to taste and production?
Well, we grew, but you got to look at it this way. We grew the pretty one, the Mother Stallard, and we loved it. So, but yes, you're king, so you can do what you want to. Okay, that's all the beans, and we're going to leave that up for Matt's decision. He's going to decide all the beans, except the ones for Ed. I've got to plant those.
I done made it.
Okay. You better think about it. Be sure
Oh,
before you put your decree. Okay, what do you want to tell us today?
Well, it don't matter. I can or not. I
Okay,
don't care.
tell us. Go ahead. That's it?
For the majority
okay.
of our on our panels where we're going to grow the most of it and what we can off of, those two right there.
Okay, so Matt.
And if there's enough of those, I'd just do those.
Okay, the greasy cut short. Okay.
Because we ain't done them in a long time,
Yeah.
and I like them. If they make good, I really like them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But and all these others that you want to plant and try or whatever, we need to get them away from.
From the majority of what we're going to can.
That's
put
kind
up.
of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If you agree.
I agree. You're the king.
Okay.
So we're going to do so that's the greasy cut shorts and the Grammy. And then that may not be enough to plant everywhere, but that's for that. And then,
That'll
like you
be
said,
enough to do these two big panels.
So we'll do these in the front. Okay, decision made. Good job, King. Okay.
Now, I'm back to being not king on the rest of this. Is that right?
No, you can be king on. I've done said all the rest, but you want to be king of the peas too.
No, I don't know that much about peas.
Well, we got the Mississippi pink eye. You know you love those.
I do like those.
We got the red hull peas, which are basically about like the same, I think. We got the Holsteins that we got from Debbie, and we've been growing and saving the seed, and they taste like a black-eyed pea, don't you think? Okay, so we got those. We could grow those, and then this one is I really want to grow it, even if we don't grow any of those. Throwing them. These are really pretty pea too. It's look like, and it's interesting how seeds in different places, of course, are called by different names. Debbie had one like this and called it like a calico pea. Kind of looks like calico, don't it? But these come from our friend Robert. So Robert said pea seeds came from family friends that have been growing them for years. The elder gentleman has been dead for over 20 years. He was age 87, and his daughter, now 81, found a jar of the seeds while cleaning out her basement last year. She nor her children garden anymore, and she asked if I would plant them and see if any would come up. 6 or 8 plants did grow, and I was able to collect new seeds and plant 4 short rows this year. I call them the Clayton peas in connection with my friends, which ties into my videos about how many of the same seeds may have different names. I have no idea the original variety or name of these seeds. To make the story more interesting, I and the Clayton family live on Sand Mountain in DeKalb County of northeast Alabama. The Claytons live a little north of a small community called Henniger, which is about 5 miles from another crossroads community named Ider. They were neighbors to the Loudermilk family, in which 2 of the sons became known as Charlie and Ira Leuven. So that's interesting, isn't it? So I'd like to
we
grow
planted
those.
those somewhere because we got to meet him.
Yeah, he's very nice.
I liked him immediately. He's a good guy. So.
Yeah.
And he very nice, he's a very nice guy.
Yes, very nice.
My kind of people.
So, and he has a lot in common with Paul. Paul's retired now, but principal of a small school in that area. So, okay, so that was the peas. And you done the beans and the peas, and that's it. And we got the peppers and tomatoes already worked out because they're growing. So, how you feel?
Feel good.
You feel really excited because you got to be king?
Yeah. King for, what is it they say, king for a day? This is king for part of the afternoon.
Yeah, for about 20 minutes or something. So now we've got it all picked out. On the day of planting, we'll just be ready to dive in and do it.
When are we doing that?
Well, I thought you wanted to do it this week.
Okay.
Thursday and Friday are really good planting days.
I think it's going to rain both those days.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, there's a chance. But
Well, if it does, we may not be planting this week. We may have to push it off till the next week.
We might be able to do it in the morning, maybe if it don't rain too much in the afternoon, get it too wet. But
Okay.
wouldn't possibly do it then.
And we're planting a little, if we do get to do it Thursday and Friday, we're actually planting a little bit earlier than we usually would. But we're both anxious to have it done. And
Yep, get that done. I'd like to have, it'd be nice to have everything planted, and then there's a little bit of a lull until you have to start
weeding and doing all that, tending it. And then after that, though, comes the wonderful harvesting. Yeah. So we hope that you enjoyed coming along with us as we figured out what we're going to plant this year to feed our family here in the mountains of Appalachia. And of course, we're always grateful when you stop by to help us celebrate this wonderful place that we live. I'm not worried, but I'm just like thinking those cucumbers are doing so good. Like I should just leave them, but then should I like move them out and not even plant any? Or they're in the bed, the back bed. They're not in the front bed. There's just a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to remember what I had planted right there, and I think that was the Arkansas little leaf, but I can't remember. then what if I let them grow and they, you know, sometimes volunteers, they turn into some weird shaped, strange thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But they look so pretty and healthy.
Sometimes they don't put out nothing either.
Yeah, I know, yeah, they're just weird. So, I don't know.
You said what was you going to eat for supper?
No. I'm
No, I
gonna
don't
make
care for
something.
that.
No, I'm gonna make something. I might make the tomato and eggs with cheese, you know, and get it off over some of that bread Katie got.
Mhm.
But I might make something else too. I've been looking at this cookbook
Okay.
somebody sent me, and it's got like brunch and breakfast stuff in it. So
Okay.
I shall make something though.
Okay.
It just seemed kind of too easy. I'm thinking we forgot something, but we didn't. We've already got the peppers and the tomatoes, and the potatoes are planted.
Cabbage you're planting.
Cabbage are planted. All the
I think
spring
we've made
stuff.
this video in the past, much earlier in the year,
Yeah,
and then there's more to talk about. And that's
Yeah.
what's making me think that, because
maybe. Maybe so.
if we have forgot anything, we'll run across it shortly.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like it would have jogged my memory when I was going through all that. I've seen something. So it's exciting. Now we got to figure out where to put it all. You think you might want to put the okra in the big garden or somewhere else? Or, I mean, we can't put it where we're just going to put it, where we usually put it. So, or I guess you could. It'd just be tight. You don't want to do that this year, so. You know, too, we got to figure out.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if we don't put tomatoes down there in that part where we usually do, we'll have to figure out what to put there.
That'd be a good place for you to grow some of your
Something like that.
experiments.
Will the king allow it?
Yeah, I mean, long as, see, I think doing one section of panel in one bean and the next
I
in a
know.
different.
Well, that was just
that's
to test.
confusing.
I know, but that was just for me to test them out.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
if you're gonna grow beans and can them, you got to know that what you're growing is gonna grow and do good and put out, so you can bank on it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. And then another thing we need to do is, since we have so many different varieties of beans and we grow different ones from one year to the next, we need to mark the jars and we can them so we know what they are, so that we don't know
yeah. Well, we
when
have
we
to.
eat them. Boy, I like those. We need to do that again.
Yeah, we'll have to this year. I mean, last year and the year before, we're just all that we've canned have been overwhelmingly been the rattlesnake beans. Maybe with a handful of greasies or whatever thrown in.
I would
but-
like to put, figure out somewhere where we could grow, figure out where we've got room to do those peanut beans.
Yeah,
Because I like peanut beans. It's among the best tasting ones to me.
yeah.
But I don't know how many we've got.
I've got more. That's not all of them. I've got more.
I like those. I always have liked those. Among my favorites. But
Yeah.
we ain't never really, we probably ain't got the room to put them to grow enough to
We could
make
put them
it.
down at the big garden. You could put, since they're bush beans, you could do a whole big row.
Yeah, if we can keep them from getting eaten.
Well, we need to that's another thing we need to put on our list, just to put back out the alarms and the streamers and all that.
I think just the alarms will do it.
You think so?
I mean, I don't think we need to do all that other
I might
stuff.
put the streamers in the blueberry bushes, try to keep the blue jays away. Well, I guess it is about supper time, isn't it?
Oh. I must go retire to the basement and try to fix this problem.
Okay. Well, good luck. I hope you fix it.